Hey everybody, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking care of Blissness. I love this thing. I have it up on my desk. So, welcome to the next Great Awakening video. If I don't say certain words, then I can share it on YouTube. But if I say certain words, then it's only going to be available on rumble.com/awakening with Amy. So that you know that you can go to either place for information. In fact, I would very highly recommend to just take a minute to go over to rumble.com/awakening with Amy and subscribing so that whenever I put out a video on over there, then you will receive an email just alerting you that there's something over there. Because I know sometimes you need that reminder when it's on a totally different platform. It's like, oh, okay, I just got an email that says there's a video over there. Okay. So, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your support. We have little Nala here with us today. I'll show you guys because we don't get a glimpse of her all that often. Hi, baby. Hello, sweetie pie. Okay. So, if you guys want to see this setup and what the room that I'm in right now, you can check that out on Instagram. Okay, so this one is called Transition or Ascension. And with our world the way that it is right now and us really not knowing anything, I think we have to just keep a really open mind. And, I just did a video that you can share with your friends that are just awakening, or maybe you're just awakening. So make sure that you watch that. But I'm going to ask these questions just purely with intuition, I'm going to act like I have total amnesia and I have no idea what any of these things are. I'm not going to bring in any kind of bias about any particular idea or concept or anything. I might ask spirit questions based on things that I've known about or whatever, but just here, I need to put my phone on. My phone just distracted me. Sorry. I'm going to put it on airplane. There we go. Okay, go away for a moment. So yeah, I'm just going to see what comes up when I ask spirit the question. And now it may be an add-on to what you already know. It could be just another element of it that maybe you hadn't considered, or maybe, who knows? Spirit wants you to see what it wants you to see. So we're just going to be open-minded, and I'm just going to ask these questions and see what I get. All right. First question is, why are we here on this earth? Okay. All right. So that's good. I got learning, because I've wondered if that's even a thing anymore, because, are we just an experiment? Like, what are we? And I just grabbed my spirit cards because I want to see, kind of matches my shirt, sort of. So can you tell me more about this learning? Okay, so they're explaining that we're going through extremes of good and bad, light and dark, to ultimately come to a balance of the two, a loving balance, they said. Learning to embrace all of it neutrally and with unconditional love for all. So that would mean even embracing the shadow side. Yeah. But it's the shadow side they're saying it's the denied shadow side within us that's being reflected in the things that we're seeing out there that seem really scary. It's the parts of us that are dark that we haven't acknowledged, and we've pushed it down and hidden it and suppressed it. So it's our very nature that we're so afraid of when we look out there and see the bad things. So if we love ourselves completely and unconditionally, then we can say to ourselves, I have that in me somehow too. I have that too. So essentially dropping judgment, we're here to learn to drop judgment. Why would we care about dropping judgment and coming into unconditional love? Oh, because we are quarantined to be released out into the galaxy, because all the other beings are more advanced. They're going like this, and they are unconditionally loving, and they don't want, they just called it the warring planet. Wow, they don't want the warring planet to infiltrate to bring our cooties over out there. But there are bad people out there in the galaxy. So what's going on there? Like, why are they allowed to be evil and we can't have badness in us? I'm seeing us surrounded by angels. We have been hurting, begging, and pleading and asking the angels for help. SOS. I see an SOS being sent from the earth. So I guess there was enough good people, or good of the light. There was enough of the light that we wanted to fight for. We put out an SOS for universal help, to help us evolve to be like they are. So we basically chose light. We just need to integrate the darkness within us so that we can become unconditionally loving. And then I just saw like a cap being taken off of something, and I've heard people talk about the what is it, firmament? Is that the word? Firmament that's been placed. It's like a blue ice wall around our planet. Has been placed on us to kind of keep us contained a little bit. When we're ready, that will be lifted, and we'll be able to go even in uncharted territories of our very earth. So we're only even in a section of our earth. We're not even inhabiting the whole earth. So our purpose is to heal judgment. So we're going to have a lot of judgment in order for that to get healed, right? So basically, if you start healing and repairing anything that you feel judgmental about, especially starting with yourself, then we're going to accelerate this whole process. Did we all agree to come here? Did we all agree to come here? Not necessarily. Some of us were sent here, like almost like a punishment, like to learn. I feel like a reprimand. This is where people go to get reprimanded. Yes. Are some of the light workers people who were like reprimanded and that's why they're here? Yes. Were they light workers first? No. They became light workers when they got humbled. They said they came here to be humbled. Okay. That makes sense. So are we all just an expression of God then? Yes. So we're all sides of God, essentially learning to love itself unconditionally and to completely accept itself? Yes. In all aspects, they said. So there has to be all aspects for it to heal and love all aspects. Is that the same throughout the entire galaxy? Yes. It's the same everywhere. What about the evil people? Like, what about the other evil people? They're like everything is evil about them. Like they're pure evil. They're not like mixed like we are here on the earth. It's like that's what they're designed to do. They have a purpose. They have a purpose in doing that. They're kind of contained and watched carefully, but they're allowed to be because of this purpose of, loving and healing and doing all that kind of stuff. So in other words, if it weren't for the bad entities or whatever that came to the earth to kind of mess with us or whatever has happened, there's been some experimentation. They're also saying there has definitely been that. But they're saying that if it weren't for the evil that was allowed to come here, then it was, then we wouldn't have gone through all these lessons. They're also saying that the ETs are watching us like TV, like television. Like they're like, ooh, what's going to happen? What about when they find out that? And what about are they keeping like a pulse on us? Like, are they seeing how many of us are awake all the time? Yeah, but they're faster about it. They like instantly know the percentage, instantly, moment to moment. They're like, oh, that took a dive. Oh, those guys really shot up over here. So, and it feels like they can tap into our consciousness and know all of us simultaneously. Like it says in the Bible, like know every hair on your head and know, every freckle. They know us intimately. All the beings on the other planets, they can. Oh, they're referencing fairies. When I studied fairies, because I'm a fairyologist, believe it or not, also it's one of my titles, along with a law of attraction coach. But with fairies, I've heard, or when I studied them, they can scan your energy field and they can tell how much of you is pure and innocent and how much of you is kind of tainted and still judging yourself, which is judging others. So they know whether they can trust you or not. And they also judge you by how well you treat the elderly and how well you treat babies, infants, and baby animals too. So they can tell a lot by that as well. All right, that was a very long explanation. We want you to give this a try. What are you guys talking about? Try what? Oh, try non-judging. Yeah, trying to look at everything that you judge and healing it within you. Okay, so I guess if somebody lies and cheats or something over there, oh, that liar and that cheater, just say, I love the liar and the cheater in me. And if I so choose, because I'm a human being with an ego on the earth at this time, if I wanted to lie and cheat myself, I could, but I just choose not to. There's no judgment in it. I just choose not to. So, because I don't want the consequences and the guilt and the shame and all that stuff that comes along with it. That's all. Just plain and simple, right? So that's what you can do with every negative feeling that you feel or everything that you judge. Like don't go around and tell your friends, oh, you won't believe what Sally said over there. She's over there judging and she's over there this. Go inside and say, I love that about me. I'm okay with that about me. I accept that about me. I know that God loves me anyway. I know that I am lovable, even though, and then you're going to expedite this whole healing process. Also, they're wanting you to know that we're doing all that we can to comfort and encourage you through this time. You're very important to us. We love you. That's so sweet. Okay. All right. So second question, what is our lesson with death in these times? Our lesson with death would be that, well, let me feel into it. Okay, so it's kind of actually also our lesson of life. So part of our purpose is also to realize what we are, not who we are, because that's identification, but what we are. Being the light beings. Being, let's see, can we get some more clarification on that hang on a minute, essence. The soul's essence, they're saying. The soul's essence is what we are. So we are not, okay. Okay, so let's say like you look at animals, they die all the time and then they get reincarnated and then we have another animal that acts like the last one, but they have a different name, different body, and they look different and everything, right? But you can tell that it's still that original cat or dog or whatever, because you're like, there's so many characteristics. That's got to be that dog that I used to have and whatnot. So that's us. So who we are or what we are truly is actually the essence that's getting transferred from this body to that body to that body to that body. So we never really die. It's a continuation. So, and the universe is going at a much higher speed than we are. So to them, it's all like we went and changed clothes. We wore this color shirt for this video, and then next video is a different shirt and a different one, different. To them, it all runs together like boom, 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 boom. What they are looking at and what they're looking for is that soul essence that your what are you saying? It's like a fingerprint, your soul's fingerprint. And so when we see when we actually know that we are the essence of our soul. Those of you who've had glimpses of enlightenment or of being in the 5D or whatnot, you guys, you know what I'm talking about. There's a detachment from your personality. It's almost like you've taken the back seat in your life and God has filled you. God has like taken control of your will. It's like God's will be done through you. So it's like God's put his little hand in you as a puppet, and he's using your body right now to drive and to brush teeth and to, to get your lunch and all the things that you do to operate or whatever. It's no longer based on your ego saying, I need to do this in order to succeed in life. I need to do this to make money. I need to do this to be known. I need to do that. It's more, God, where do you see me? And where should I go next? It's like you're being operated by the hand of God. So that's like enlightenment. So when we truly are connected with that, there's such a detachment from the personality. And so many people have not experienced that yet, but you will. We're coming to those times. It's a very intuitive thing, and it's like, all the things to say and to do without actually using thinking. Thinking is a mechanism of the ego and the nefarious side. You can use thinking constructively, like you can do math with thinking. You can learn grammar and things with thinking of the brain, not thinking. But like using the brain for certain mechanisms and tools and things like that can still be used in that way. But there's no ego influence. There's no bias at all. You're just completely pure. And these ideas and concepts come through your mind, and they don't even come through your mind at all. In fact, they bypass all of that and they just come out of your mouth. So it's like you just say, you need to heal things with your mother. And you have no idea why you said it to the person. It just came right out of your mouth and you were willing. So this creates like a very natural vocal expression that's perfect for each and every person to hear. So essentially like Yeshua or like Gandhi, or, somebody like that who just would walk around and say exactly what each person would need to hear, and they'd fall to tears and whatnot. So we are to recognize when you're in that state and when you know what you are and the incredible, powerful being you are, and that you're able to just simultaneously create whatever you want to at any moment, just by thinking it up. I'd like this. Boom, there it is. It just drives up. Or whatever. It's like you manifest very, very quickly. At least, if not instantaneously, then it will get there very, very quickly, within a matter of days, where it would normally take months or years or something like that. So it's very much accelerated. The manifestation is. So when you, so basically death is more just like a change of clothing. But you, the essence of who you truly is, that's the whole word. They just accentuated the word you. It's the you that you have to figure out who you is. Because if you knew who you are, there is no death, there's only continuation. Does that make sense? So again, you're the essence, you're the fingerprint, the universal fingerprint that goes on in continuation with all these different shirts and pants and things all along, and different names and different races and different like religions, So I hope that explains. So it's basically essentially figuring out who you are and who you is and what that is. Okay, what is our lesson with attachment to others and our possessions? Similar idea. When you're really present in the moment, holding hands with God, and you are, just you, when you do know who you are and what you are, there just isn't any attachment. They're just, but there isn't, it's like we think that, okay, so when I was enlightened, I had a best friend and she complained Okay, so we've been taught in our society that to love someone, like we have to mourn people when they die. We have to cry, oh, go through all that days where someone else has to feed me because I'm crying my eyes out for days. All of that is taught to us by the nefarious people. It doesn't have to be that way at all. We could celebrate death. We could be excited when somebody passes because they've just got on a brand new spanking brand new outfit, and now we can still, continue our relationship with them, just they're in spirit and they may even reincarnate or whatever. But we'd be celebrating it. We'd be excited for them going through that major transformation. And somehow they've created some kind of a new beginning. And it's always a leveling up, right? So maybe a dog just graduated to being a person, or maybe a person graduated to finally being a master, so it should be celebrated. But we've been taught that, certain things have to be a certain way, or like when you have problems, you complain to friends. That's another really, really bad one, because that just perpetuates judgment, and it perpetuates division and all kinds of things. So, but doing Byron Katie's work, that's why I recommend it all the time, is you don't need a counselor or anybody to talk to you. Just take that piece of paper because you've learned how to do it, and you can process it yourself on that piece of paper. Nobody's hurt, nobody's harmed. You just get healed, period. And there's nobody else involved. So it's pretty awesome. Anyway, so you don't hold on to anything or any possessions because there's just a natural flow and a non-attachment to everything. But like I was saying, like my friend came to me and she was just like, I just feel like you don't love me anymore because you don't talk to me the way that you used to. You don't complain with me. Like when I come complain with you and tell you that somebody's picking on me and somebody's bullying me and somebody's not treating me right, you're not even protecting me, and you're not even like, you don't even care. It's like you have a blank look on your face, and you don't even, you don't stand up for me. You don't say that you're going to go, to have a talk with them or whatever. So to her, because of our society has been teaching us this, to her, love means X, Y, and Z. We've all created all these definitions of what these different things mean, right? So she had this idea of what love was. However, I tried to explain to her, I love you more deeply than ever. And loving somebody deeply means detaching. Loving somebody deeply means being the space for them and their beingness as well. And you honor and see that they are also this incredible being and that they are super powerful. So being the space for them even attaches them to that energy source as well. It's like, when you can be the space for someone and have them next to you, and you can both just kind of be quiet, and it's almost like you're lending your energy to that. You guys probably feel it sometimes in my videos. You'll feel calm and peaceful when you listen to me, the delta waves in my voice and things. So I'm essentially being like a flower or a plant or a tree, right? When you go out in nature and hang out in nature, you just feel better. So it's like you're embracing more of your essence when you're around that. And that's the most loving thing that you could do. I mean, if you're mourning, or if you've lost somebody who's died, just go lay under or sit under a tree, sit against a tree, or lay on the lawn, or, just go be a part of nature and concentrate on a flower and just watch it move and see how it feels supported no matter what's going on. So I was loving her more. In my eyes, I was loving her more than I had ever loved her before, but if she decided to walk out, then I was supporting that as well. Whatever she wanted to do, I was completely in support of it because there was no attachment, but that was me loving her. That was me saying, okay, you have your path, and, there isn't any story to it. There's no hurt feelings because there's not like, you should, or anything like that. It's more like, the wind is blowing right now. The next minute, the wind is not blowing. So there's total acceptance of everything. And I even recall somebody asking me about my brother or something, how I had grown up and did I have any brothers or sisters? And I swear I was so present in the moment that I was like, what are you talking about? I looked confused for just a moment, like, brother or sister. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I've had a family. I grew up. I actually had a history, but I had to remember that. It was really interesting. So that's how detached you get. And it doesn't mean that they don't mean anything to me. It just meant that I'm so present in the moment that doesn't even exist. None of it, you know? It's like when you're playing, when you're little and you're totally enthralled in whatever you're doing, you don't remember that your parents are in the background making dinner. You're not thinking about that, so they don't even exist. You know, you're just so enthralled in what you're doing that nothing, you know, when you guys know, getting in that creative mode, whether it's art or whatever you're doing, it's like nothing else exists outside of that. That's how in the moment that you can be. And it's not, there's no pain involved or I'll miss that person or anything, because missing requires thinking, right? So as long as you're not thinking, you're always in peace and you're not in suffering. So you just have to get out of thinking and get out of ego, which again, if you are truly yourself and you are that essence, you're not going to miss, you're not going to suffer, you're not going to be in pain, you're not going to miss the person. There's none of that, because you're just one with God. And yet at the same time, they are feeling your essence, just being in your presence, because you'll go home to them every day, because you'll still be drawn to be in your life and whatnot. And then you're interacting with your family again. Oh, family, here we are. Oh, nice, you know, and then you enjoy that and it feels loving and wonderful. And they get your essence. Like, there is something about somebody being completely, totally present in the moment, in that enlightened state, or in the 5D, that radiates out and touches. How many does it touch? Approximately one person can touch and impact about 1,000, maybe even 1,200 people in a radius of you. That's how powerful that is. And you want to talk about love. Like if you go over and you people please somebody and you're, oh, you poor thing, I can't believe that person treated you so bad. Oh, you know, what does that do? That's like piddly energy, and it robs you of, you know, it puts you in a victim mentality. It takes your power away, right? But being totally in that enlightened state, or really present with somebody and just holding their hand and just being there and being the tree or the bush next to them, you know, that is some serious power. That's huge. And that's what they don't want you to know. All right. 4, what will our world be like in like 10 or 15 years? Oh, gosh, I've heard so many things. So again, let me just clear my mind. What will our world look like in about 10 to 15 years? Huh. What is that? The first thing I'm seeing is it looks like a lot of buildings have been taken down. That's so weird. Like, it just looks like they were leveled. Yeah, it's like a clearing. It's almost like, you know, when Jenga, all the pieces fall and then you just clear it all off the table and you build it, stack it back up again or whatever. That's what it feels like is being done. And that could be symbolic. Maybe it's not literal, but maybe it's like everything completely demolished down to the ground and then rebuilt back up again. Or maybe in some places that's actually what happens. Like they destroy the buildings that were satanic and all that, and then they're building Tartaria. I just got Tartaria in my head. So Tartaria, if you guys don't know about that, you can find my video, Great Awakening, that was on Tartaria, and you'll learn a lot about it. Or you could just look it up on BitChute or Rumble. But basically it was a society that was totally beneficial. And there were like star forts and all kinds of incredible, there was free energy, everything, church buildings and all of that, everything had our benefit in mind. Like it was healthy. So like they just said 5G towers will be giving out beneficial energy in 10, 15 years. Good. They said as fast as the bad changes happen, that some of the good stuff is going to start rolling out fast. They just said med beds too. Med beds will be common knowledge. Everybody will know that there are med beds, and people will just go, instead of going to the hospital or to a doctor, they'll just go to the nearest med bed. They won't be alarmed if they break their arm. They'll just be like, okay, where's the nearest med bed? Let's go. People rising up from the dead. I keep saying that and seeing that. And as weird and preposterous as that sounds, I think I also posted it in my Telegram channel, something about the eyeball. Like you can bring somebody back to life using their eyeball. It's so weird. So, anything else? Something about, interesting. I see wildlife, wildlife starting to, they're showing some, they're kind of timid about it. They have trepidation, but they're kind of starting to go into the cities. Like it looks like humans and wild animals starting to integrate a little bit. Like the zoo gates and doors being swung wide open, and the animals actually coming up to us and us feeding them, and like it being that's interesting. I cannot picture that. I can't even imagine taking care of each other. It just feels like, when you get like a feral dog or cat, how they're really, really scared at first. But then they start to come to you for food and things like that. It feels like that kind of thing. Feels like even some things like I see some monkeys, right now, like in Costa Rica, monkeys will come steal your food. It feels like they'll go get food for you and bring it to you, even in some places, so that there's more compassion. It feels like there's more compassion. Um, that's bizarre though. It's like, oh, because I just said, how are people going to drive around when there's like giraffes and things around? But then they just said flying cars. Are you guys serious? Are you just playing with me right now? 10 or 15 years, there's going to be flying cars? Yes. I mean, there's already cars being driven with no driver. I guess why not, right? So, new styles of homes. They said new styles of homes, and I see domes and I see octagons, all different kinds of shapes. Sacred geometry being okay, and some of them being like earth homes they're built in the earth, where you can't really even see them. They're just kind of look like a little hill, but there's like a door down here, like the hobbits or something. There will be people living, like a lot more people living on the water, even like having houseboats and stuff that live out on the water, it looks like. And they're going to be tending to cleaning some of the water, cleaning the water out. Will we have trash that gets turned into water in the future? Because I heard about that experiment, not experiment, but that, what is it called? I can't think of it. Invention. They're saying yes. What else? What else? I feel like movies being projected onto our walls. Like people are gonna watch the movies like on their wall. Will we already have like those kind of like boop boop boop, like computers that are kind of in the air or something like that? Yeah. That, because even if you go up in a UFO, they have like these like kind of like a panel that where you go choo 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 choo, and it like adjusts the temperature, or oh, they're saying that you this is so crazy. Like whatever room you're in, it's going to match your temperature, just maybe a degree or two warmer or something like that. Like kind of like they do with those, what do you call them? The pods with water in them, when you go into the capsule with the pod with the water, how it's got like total room temperature water or something like that. I see like walking from room to room and the temperature adjusts to you. It's the perfect temperature for you automatically. That's amazing. There are going to be things everywhere we go that kind of connects with your consciousness. There's going to be like everything feels more alive. Oh, 5D. This is what happens when you're in 5D. I remember this. There was like oh my gosh, this is why this is coming in. This aura quartz. When I was enlightened, all the colors looked really vivid, and there was almost like a ripple to everything, and it's like everything was interconnected, but there was like, it was kind of like everything was kind of in rainbow colors too, a little bit like this aura quartz. It was like that, like everything kind of had a little sheen to it like that. um So it feels like just becoming one with consciousness already in 10, 15 years. Wow. Flowers. I see flowers bending, like looking when you're coming. Like you come down the path and all your flowers are going to go, oh, here she comes. Oh, she's home. Anything else? What else? And animals being able to telepathically communicate with you easier, which would explain also that why they would be coming in, to talk or to, well, maybe to talk, wild animals too. The treatment of animals will have been radically different than they are today. We're not going to have all the abuse and all the mistreatment. Foods. Let's look at foods. Healthier, a lot more people growing their own gardens and things, some of them in their own home. Hydroponic systems are like much more high tech than that, they're saying. But like everybody growing their own food within their home, just enough for their family. And like everybody having that across the board so that nobody's like even having to go to their neighbor and offer food up or take food. It's like everybody's got the perfect amount for them or something. It just said no waste. Everything is about no waste. Anything else in the next 10, 15 years is going to be dramatically different. The quality of the water. Is deuterium going to be gone? Yes. I mean, it's going to be at a natural level, it's not going to be in excess because it's supposed to be there. Some of these things are supposed to be there. So what else? Looks like our sleep patterns might be different. We might be, it kind of looks like we're going to be awake for, let's say, 4 hours, and then we sleep for like 20, 30 minutes, and then we get up and we go for another 4 or 5 hours, and then we keep doing that. Or like just when we need rest, we shut our eyes for just a little bit and wake back up. I'm just looking into jobs. I'm asking about jobs, like working. Working feels like a cooperative team effort, like people collaborating and kind of doing things together, creating projects, like heartfelt. It feels like I'll help you, you help me, let's all work together. Let's, wouldn't it be fun to create a cornfield? Yeah, I want to create a cornfield. Come on over, let's go. People are mostly in shape because they're going to work more, because they're going to be having yards and gardens, and they're going to be out and about, even enjoying active activities. I see more zip lines. That'll be so fun. Will there even be grocery stores anymore? Wow, I just got to know. There will be supply stores. Will like go get equipment for the stuff that you have in your home. No, not even that. Some different types of supplies. There maybe some supplies that we don't know about yet. What else might come? They're talking about law or legal or government demolished, gone. Are there going to be common law lawyers? Yes, but it's not going to be intimidating like it is now. It'll be an easy process. It'll be a comfortable process, and it'll be fair to everyone. They're making me think of a common law contract. People don't know that contracts are actually, they need to have all parties agreeing. Everybody needs to sit down and have a meeting, and it needs to be fair for everybody. So that's how contracts should actually be. They shouldn't be what they are now, like just kind of slipped over to you to sign and agree to without even looking at it or whatever. That's all going to be gone. Yeah, they're showing me money. Gold, silver. Will actually be using gold and silver. Will there be digital currencies then? Yes, there'll be digital. It'll all be gold, silver, and digital currencies. How about banknotes? Like the new banknotes, will they be being used? Yes. Well, people have like microchips and stuff. I get some of them, yes. Some of them will be leery, but some of them will find that it's convenient. So it feels like things are a lot more trusting when that happens. Yeah, I just asked it, is it the mark of the beast? I gotta know. So some people will actually feel a lot more comfortable at that time. They're gonna see all the different, their chemtrails will be gone and things will just feel supportive. They'll feel, and it won't feel like a trick anymore. And it won't feel like we won't be like, well, what if that's bad? Actually, it won't. It feels like there's a lot more. Like people just feel like they're trusting just a lot, just like the wild animals. How they learn to trust us, the feral animals. It feels like we're going to trust. We're going to start to see that. Oh, partially because of the delivery. The ETs might actually, whoever is going to be talking about their microchips and stuff like that, they are going to be very kind, benevolent, beautiful beings that make us feel like we can trust it, like it'll be all right. Will it be safe? Will it be beneficial to us if we do get microchips or anything in the future? Not if you're afraid of it. Not if you're afraid of it. If you're somebody who leans into that and says, hey, I'd like to not have to wear a wallet or whatever, will it be beneficial to those people? Will it be good for them? Yes. Okay. They just don't want to do it. They don't want anybody to do anything that they don't feel comfortable doing, is what they're saying. But it could be beneficial to some. And maybe some people will stand kind of back around and watch other people get theirs and just see what happens, like with the bees. Yeah, so some people might take a while till they trust it to get one themselves, but they'll see that it's okay. Okay, I mean I could probably go on forever about that. I don't want to get stuck here for too much longer. Will we ever find out the whole truth? I get a yes. They said the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Anything else on that? All of it. Are there being books made now that'll explain it all? Actually, I get a yes. So there'll be new books that we all have to study: grammar, spelling, like our real history. Wow, that'd be amazing. Will they actually be books that we read, like physical books? I get a yes, but I also feel like they're gonna like whatever your thing is. There'll be video games that explain. There'll be videos themselves that will explain, movies that will explain. Like, actually, like our whole society will be the opposite of what it is now. Instead of it all being propaganda and lies, it's going to be all truths. All truths. That's incredible. Okay. Just 4 more, and then we'll do a blissing too. Okay. When will most, and this is number 6, when will most, if not all, the population going to understand what we've been through? When will most, if not all, the population find out what we've been going through? When will this happen? A week? Within a week, it's possible. Like across the board everywhere? Yes. Are you talking, is it possible you're talking about something happening on the 16th? Yes. That's one timeline. If that doesn't happen, that just means that something intercepted the timeline or moved something out or something, but soon, very soon. Yeah, it'll be shocking, which is probably why I was encouraged to do those readings in Telegram, in the Telegram channel, in the Amy Satori channel on Telegram. Okay, what will happen with churches? I just got the word revamped with beneficial things. Like we were talking about the Tartarian, they'll become more like churches that were in Tartaria. They'll even, some of them, it looks like ETs might actually make them like brand new again. Like the buildings won't be they won't break down in age, and neither will we. I mean, I don't know, it'll dramatically slow down the aging process or something like that. And a lot of people will do like an age regression as well, but we'll be so much healthier and everything that we're prolonged. We could live, how many years could we live? 1,000 or more? Yeah. Yeah. I guess that would depend, but so there's not going to be so much of a fear of death anymore either, because everybody's going to live. And okay, what about relationships? Is there going to be a divorce rate like there is now, like really high? No, not at all. Very harmonious relationships. They're saying like tantric sex too, like an energetic exchange that's like, hours of orgasm and stuff. True intimacy, like very like bonded, like they're saying it'll be natural, like for birds and stuff like that, like those ones that are automatically monogamous. It feels like, they didn't choose to be monogamous. They didn't go, well, I decide to pick this partner and that's the only one for me, and I'm just gonna, no matter who I see out there and what other bright bird, I'm only gonna be with this one. It's not like that. It's not like a choice. It's like naturally you'll know your partner, and there won't even be any thought of anyone else, and it's not a disciplined thing. It's not a have to or a force or anything. It's just be like, you feel safest and you feel happiest around that person, so you just naturally gravitate toward them all the time. That's what it feels like. Amazing. Yeah, true soulmates and true loves are coming together, and they'll all have all the traits that we want, that we need, the perfect traits for us. And there won't be the back and forth, the separation period and all that kind of stuff that we go through now, because they're not going to go through they've not been brainwashed with the I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, or I'm too whatever. It's going to be, we're just going to be drawn to each other and then stick together just because we want to, because it feels really good. Okay. How do we keep from going crazy with all these changes and discovering that life has essentially been upside down? This is number 8. Well, you can watch my video that I just put out for newly awakened people. Stay present in the moment. Just keep processing. Do Byron Katie's work or something like it. Tapping, whatever your thing is. More and more people are going to go through the med beds too, and they'll mentally heal any kind of cognitive dissonance stuff. Just do what you can to decrease the anxiety and the stress. I would just watch that video. So yeah, it gives a lot of great pointers in there and some products to take and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, number 9. How can we help others come out of cognitive dissonance? Med beds. Med beds are definitely going to help people do that. They're also saying that the ETs are actually putting off a frequency that's kind of raining down on us really softly. That's helping people kind of wake up out of the fog that they're in, very gently. The more people that start waking up, the more people are going to wake up. Like it's gonna start to gather momentum. Because it'll give them the permission that they need. So I feel like people who are asleep right now are just people who didn't do adequate work on healing their trauma, basically. So when they see their neighbor, their friend, their father, their brother, like other people who are usually like real logical thinkers and scientific and all that stuff, once those people start realizing what's going on and waking up, then it tells this person over here, it's okay, it's safe. You know, it is true, and we'll get through this. You know, so the more people, you know, then it's going to create a 100th monkey kind of thing. If you guys don't know about that, then just put that in, go to duckduckgo.com and put in 100th monkey and find out. Yeah, all right. So I just want to pull a few cards and see what these have to say. Well, I'm feeling first that Mary Magdalene just kind of called me over. So Mary Magdalene, what message do you have for those that are watching right now about this time of transition and what we're coming into? Can you tell us? I just saw words of reassurance. So what are your words of reassurance, or what do you want to tell us about this for this video that I'm making? Acceptance. That makes sense. Just accept it all. Accept yourself too, just as you are. Accept and love yourself, and you won't be, you know, judging anybody. Okay. It says acceptance is the key word for you at this moment. You have the power to heal and bring balance to an area of your life that is causing you concern by accepting things as they are. Don't try to change that which is beyond your power to change. Focus instead on that over which you do have power. You have power over the way that you react to the events in your life. Adopting an accepting attitude will help you regain your sense of inner peace. There's no point worrying about something if worrying about it will make no difference. Believe that the focus of life are with you. Believe that the forces of life are with you and not against you. Make the most of what you have instead of wishing you had more. However, acceptance does not mean that you need to give up on your dreams, hopes, or aspirations. Just know that there is a higher purpose to things and trust that all will work out for the highest good and for the highest good of all concerned. Oh my gosh, I have chills everywhere. I didn't even know that card was in there. This deck never ceases to surprise me. I mean, it's the Mary Magdalene deck. It's the Mary Magdalene Oracle. Oh my gosh. I mean, and it's not like a huge stack. And I always seem to get the perfect card. I pull one of these every night. And I don't remember ever seeing that one. And it's so perfect for this video. It's so amazing. We are supported, you guys. We are supported more than you know. And I know it's scary, all this stuff, but just take care of your blissness. Keep your mind on your own blissness. What is this? Okay, no, that wasn't it. Okay, they said everything that we're going, everything every scary thing that we're seeing right now is being shown to us just before it gets switched into something else. Hey, just so you know, this used to be a really nefarious building. It's now been taken down, and here's a brand new blah, blah, blah from Tartaria. So, so everything's being replaced. Your objective right now is to continue your healing work as everything else is being worked out behind the scenes. Just focus on you. So crazy. Oh, you guys are so great. You're only being given one step at a time, because if you knew all that's coming, it would overwhelm you. Please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers right now. Pray as if you've already received what you're asking for, and it's yours. Thank you, God, so much that all of this has brought so much peace to my heart, that I've been easily able to accept and embrace all that I'm learning, and all that that I know how to deal with it automatically. I know the products to take to best support me. Thank you so much for keeping me stable in an unstable environment. Thank you for keeping me the eye of the storm. Thank you so much for all your love and support, for always reassuring me and letting me know everything's going to be okay. Thank you so much that I've even been able to, be a pillar for my friends and family, be affirming it as if it's already happened, and you're going to create that. Ask more questions to gain clarity about something instead of judging or assuming anything. Even with true love couples, ask and clarify, ask and clarity. Don't assume or jump into a defensive place. We are your biggest fans. We believe in you and know what you're capable of. Stop doubting yourself and know that you can't mess up. You were born for this. Wow. Don't be swayed by other people at this time, because this time is all about sovereignty. Follow your heart and it'll all fall into place for you and everyone else involved. Stay certain and stay positive. And one more. You're in this to inspire and be the example. Okay, so let me just do a blessing for everyone. Whatever it is that you need right now, I want you to just focus on it, think about it, thank God for it. Thank you, God, for giving me the peace of mind right now that I needed. Thank you, God, so much for giving me a better night's sleep. Thank you so much for healing my body. Thank you so much for getting me out of my depression. Thank you for helping me stop drinking, or thank you for helping me to get out of this habit or that habit. Whatever it is that you need help with, I want you to just think about that right now. And I'm going to send some energy your way to support you in that. As long as it's for the highest good of everybody involved and includes everybody's free will. Hamashishina Tataikensa, Helahana Opum Haan, Ela in Sensei Nataki Pimpun, Hala Aish, Shinche Hela Anatake, He is Sonsai. Again, Natai. Daisies. I think that's talking about a lot of true love counterparts are going to be coming together and going through some unions, reunions too. And yeah, they're going to be magnetically drawn together at this time. Heta and Sun say also, I felt somebody asking, where can I get your oracle cards in there? So just go to amysatori.com and click on the store, and then they'll be in there. Or if you want my services, just click on services and you could check that out too. I think with my services, some of my services aren't going to be available for a little bit until like mid-June. So you'll have to just check that out. But that's not a very long wait. So, and I might make my emergency readings available during that time too. We'll just see. Anyway, the cards will be available though. Shinche, okay, and I just saw like a lot of fruit trees. I feel like they're also wanting to encourage you guys that to grow fruit trees. Oh yeah, and remember to go sit underneath the tree and lean back against it and ask the tree to help you to heal. But yeah, a lot more fruit trees coming too. It's almost like we could walk down the street and pick a fresh fruit and eat it. Like, oh, a grapefruit tree, or like being able to just like, there'll be a lot more fruit trees everywhere we go, and we'll be can freely pick them wherever we are too. Yay, this was a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I guess we'll talk to you next time, and have a beautiful weekend, and I send my love, and yeah. All right, talk to you all later.